This will be a shorter video going over how to request a transcript and send it to the appropriate application service that you are using. When sending in a transcript, you must request it as an official transcript from your college's registrar office. In my costs video, I mentioned how doing this will roughly cost around $20 or $25. Anyways, you have to request one for each school you attended, no matter how long you attended that school. For example, I transferred out of my first college after only one semester, but I still had to contact their registrar office and request a transcript nonetheless. I am including the links to each application service's instructions on how to submit the transcript in case you have specific circumstances and need more information, but this video should cover basically everything you need to know. Let's start with AMCAS. You should know that the transcripts received by AMCAS have to come directly from the registrar office. It cannot come from you. The registrar can send it either through the mail or electronically. If you choose to send it electronically, AMCAS only accepts e-transcripts from either National Student Clearinghouse or Parchment. They also partner with certain schools and will accept secure emails directly from the registrar, but you will need to check with your registrar's office to see if your school is on that list. Most likely, though, there will be less hurdles to jump through with the registrar office if you just have them send it through the mail. That's because rather than having to go back and forth with them about how to get Parchment or something like that to work, you can just give them the mailing address and a request form. This is the mailing address you will need to give the registrar for AMCAS. With that, you will need to give them a request form that will need to go in the same envelope as your official transcript. To get that, when you log into AMCAS on the main menu, under the My Document Statuses, click here where it says View All Transcript Statuses. Then you can just hit where it says Print Transcript Request Forms, and that's what you will need to give the registrar office. If you send it by mail, the processing times will obviously be longer and can take up to 25 days. So make sure to get your official transcripts sent as soon as you can after completing the colleges section of the AMCAS application. TMDSAS is somewhat similar, but there is one big difference. You must wait until they request for your transcript before trying to send it in. Any transcripts sent before they request it will just be held up in limbo and will never see the light of day. You will have to complete the colleges section on the application first, then once requested, can have it sent by mail or electronically. If you choose to mail it, you can actually send it in yourself, but it has to be in the original sealed envelope straight from your registrar's office, so you might as well just have them send it. If you want the registrar to send it electronically, Parchment and National Student Clearinghouse are the only two options they accept, similar to AMCAS, unless you meet the two specific criteria you see at the bottom. Regardless of whether you mail it or send it electronically, have the registrar include the request form. I know with AMCAS you only have to do this with paper mail, but TMDSAS will want it either way. Here is the link to download the request form. On the electronic submissions, there will be a place that the registrar can upload an attachment, so you can just give them the request form and tell them to include it as an attachment in your e-transcript. When sending it by mail, here are the addresses to use depending on if you send a package or just normal mail. Last but not least, we have AA COMAS. This process is a lot closer to AMCAS than the TMDSAS one was. It must be received directly from the registrar as either paper mail or electronic. And once again, electronic submissions are only accepted through either Parchment or National Student Clearinghouse. Here are the direct instructions on how to generate a request in your application. You will be able to download the transcript ID form straight from the application when you are adding a transcript, which you will need for paper mail, similar to AMCAS. This is the mailing address you should have the registrar mail anything to, and remember to give them the transcript ID form to include in the envelope. If for some reason Parchment or the National Student Clearinghouse won't let you select AA COMAS, you will have to send it by mail instead. To end, I'll just give you my personal suggestion from my own experience and what I heard some of my friends complaining about when we were all submitting things. Just send it through the mail. It is so much easier for the registrar office because they don't have to deal with any electronic service and there won't be any back and forth. You can literally just hand them a request form that you print, give them the mailing address, and tell them to send it. Then that's it. You're done with the registrar and don't have to do anything else. You also don't have to worry about them messing something up electronically or forgetting to attach something since everyone knows how to send paper mail. This process does take slightly longer for the application service to process, so you should try to do it as soon as you can. But remember, for TMDSAS, you have to wait until they specifically request it. Feel free to have it sent electronically, but I personally would encourage you to just have it sent by mail. It's just easier.